All right, what's up, you all? I would like to thank all of the godly women over these past 4 years. You all have, put my hat on, you all have held it down. You all have been a blessing because you all have shown that righteous women still exist. Um, Lemuel's mother was asking, where are the virtuous women? She's more precious than rubies. And so, just like a woman that's virtuous is more precious than rubies, meaning that she is priceless, the opposite is also true. A woman that is not godly and unrighteous will bring about destruction. Today's title is Queen Kamala and the Reign of Jezebel. We all know that Jezebel was a killer of the prophets. Jezebel was a killer of the prophets. And let me say this. Any man that wants a woman to lead him plans on sinning. I'm going to say it again. Any woman, any man that wants to be led by a woman, he's planning on sinning against God. And any woman that wants to lead is already sinning against God. So if a woman wants to lead, she's already talking to Satan. And if a man wants to be led by a woman, he's already talking to Satan. So what I'm saying is that if the man is not leading the woman, then Satan is in charge. But I still want to thank all of the women that have held it down these past 4 years. I know it's been difficult, especially you all that have been abstaining from sex. You all that haven't been entertaining these jugs out in these streets. You all that have not only applied discipline, but you also been truth tellers. You've also put yourself on the front line. So I want to commend you all and thank you all. The red pill movement should have been to find you all. If you think about it, all of the red pill movement should have been geared towards all the women that stood out these past 4 years. That's what it should have been for. This would have been a prime opportunity for the red pill movement to come out recruiting all the women that said no to Satan and all these wicked agendas. But I do want to thank you all for holding it down. So let me get started. So Jezebel, she killed the prophets. So we know that the Jezebel spirit is a spirit that wants to kill men that would dare tell the truth. So Jezebel's goal is to get rid of all of the men that would dare try to lead, all of the men that would dare try to follow Christ, all of the men that would dare try to be righteous. All of those men is what Jezebel is after. And so Kamala Harris's sudden ascension is also spiritual because her ascension is going to release a spirit. Now, most women are going to be none the wiser to what's going on. Most women are already talking to Satan anyway. But those that aren't, hopefully you all can see what's taking place. Many women will be enchanted by Kamala at the thought of a woman being president. Women just want to see it. I call it the peeing standing up envy. Little girls want to pee standing up when they like the boys do. And it's the same thing when women want to see a woman be in charge of an entire nation, eventually the world. I've never seen women be able to lead effectively in the long run. Maybe temporarily, but not in the long run. Most single women households where the boy is led by the mom exclusively, he ends up either going to prison in poverty, disease, destitute, or just dead. So we know that when women are in charge, it's not going to be a good outcome. We know when Delilah tempted Samson, it wasn't a good outcome. But Samson shouldn't have been tempted. You see, when they tell these stories to us, they always put the focus on the woman. And the woman's power is but so limited because if the man says no, what's going to be the woman's power? If you don't sleep with the woman, she doesn't have any power, men. Fellas, if you don't sleep with the woman, she doesn't have any power. She's going to be forced to use something else besides her body. Most women don't have a plan B. It's either they're going to sleep with you and that's it. So their goal is to leverage what most men want, and that is some trim. So, fellas, I've been talking about this for the past 4 years about us saving ourselves till marriage, and now you see why. Because now we're at a time where these women are going to leverage their bodies for you to vote for Kamala Harris. This is the final stage of the nail in the coffin for black men. After this whole fiasco, black men are going to be finished. It's over. This right here is the final nail in the coffin. This will be separating the wheat from the chaff when it comes to black men. Any man that wants a woman to lead him is weak, and he's working for Satan. Any man that wants a woman to lead him is weak. What type of man wants a woman to lead him? Because a woman leading you means she's going to protect you. She's the one fighting the dragon, not you. So what man would sign up for that but a weak man? Now, we know that Kamala Jezebel's spirit is going to kill the prophets, but elevate the trans and the LGBTQs. So she's going to try to kill the prophets, but she's going to elevate all the LGBTQs and the trans. So all the men that say they're women, she's going to elevate them. All the men that are walking around here switching and twitching and flipping, she's going to elevate them. She's going to elevate all the whoremongers, all the sodomites, all the heathens. She's going to elevate them, but she's going to persecute the prophets. So fellas, choose ye this day who you are going to serve. Are you going to serve that Jezebel spirit, or are you going to serve the Lord? Are you going to serve the Jezebel spirit? Are you going to submit to vajayjay, or are you going to have a backbone and say no? Because most black men are going to submit to this Jezebel spirit of Kamala Harris because they want vagina. Just that simple. Most black men are weak because most black men have to bow down to feminism to get with a black woman. And then they come out and they tell you how wrong it is for you to leave your race. Meanwhile, they're elevating and celebrating Kamala, and she got a whole white husband by her side. All these years, they've been condemning you, black men, for going outside your race, and they elevating Kamala, and she got a whole white Jewish husband, and he's sweet. She got a feminine acting Jewish white husband, and they elevating her. But they'll tell you that you hate your mama if you date somebody out of your race. Their goal, the spirit of it, fellas, is to kill the prophets and elevate the whoremongers and sodomites, the heathens, the dregs of society. That's their goal. Y'all have been condemned for not wanting to put up with black women's foolishness. And now, after all of that, they're trying to elevate a woman that said she ain't doing nothing for black people, that has locked black people up, that didn't want to get the black man off death row, the one that was locking parents up, the one that was terrorizing the black community, according to you all standards. They're elevating that woman, and she got a white husband. Welcome to the reign of Jezebel. So I'm telling you now, fellas, you're going to see most men, most black men bow down to this Jezebel spirit. It's why I've been telling you all to not have sex. So by now, you all should be strong enough in your abstinence to where it can't tempt you. Now you all should be strong enough in your abstinence to where it can, because I'm telling you right now, this Jezebel spirit is not just, it's going to affect all women. So you want to listen, it's going to affect all women. Women that are talking with the Lord and spending time with God, in that word, not in these streets, they'll be able to fight that spirit off. But most of these women that consume social media, TV, go out in these streets using their bio, it's going to create monsters. It's going to create Frankenstein's monster. So I'm telling you, fellas, is that it's going to get rough for you. But I'm telling you, don't do it. Do not bow down to Jezebel. Don't do it. Jezebel wants to kill the prophets. That's the thing. It doesn't matter who the Democrats run. I want the border shut. It's all of the policies that I'm against, not the person. Well, I'm going to say it like this. I'm not giving no soft answers. I'm not giving something to make Jezebel not want to chop my head off. I want Jezebel to come after me. I got a problem with the Democratic Party, and I got a problem with Kamala. How about that? I got a problem with Kamala, who embodies the Jezebel spirit. I got a problem with Kamala. I do. And yes, I do. So I'm going to go ahead and say it right now, put it on record, write it, take a picture, stamp it. I got a problem with Kamala Harris. She's a deceiver. She is a liar. She's a globalist. She's a communist. She's a communist. Yeah, a new term, communist. She's a communist. She's a communist, socialist, heathen, whatever you want to call her, she's all that. So I got a problem with Kamala. I got a problem with a woman that wants to lead. I'm not giving those soft answers. I have a problem with a woman that wants to lead, because a woman that wants to lead, her goal is to destroy the prophets. A woman that wants to lead, her goal is to destroy men. That's her goal. Why would a woman want to lead a bunch of men? What's her motivation? Why would a woman want to lead a bunch of men? What's her motivation? I'm not giving no soft answer. I got a problem with Kamala and the Democrats. All of them. How about that? We ain't giving no soft answers. Any woman that wants to lead is doing the will of Satan. We know good and well that God didn't tell her to lead. So if God didn't tell her to lead, who's telling her? Y'all better wake up and stop being soft. It's game time. Jezebel's job was to kill the prophets. We in the last days. Y'all want to come up here and be nice to these women so you can get some trim. I wish y'all would. All you Jezebels and harlots, sit down. All y'all. Finna vote for no Kamala Harris. Are you crazy? You think she ain't gonna usher in the Antichrist? You put a woman at the gate, she gonna open the front door for the Antichrist. Antichrist tell a black woman one compliment. Girl, that your hair look nice. Oh, come on in. Antichrist tell a black woman, your hair look nice. She gonna open the door. A woman should not want to preach. She shouldn't want to lead. What are we talking about? Let's go to the scripture so y'all can get some clarity. I ain't got a problem with the woman. I do. Any woman that wants to lead, the ultimate goal is to destroy you. And make no mistake about it, men. If a woman wants to be in charge, her goal is to destroy you. That's her nature. Her nature is not to be in charge of you and let you live. You've never seen a woman in charge of a man and her spare him. Never. When a woman's in charge of men, she always terrorizes them. Always. You better wake up. You better wake up and be a man and say no. So if it means I got to be abstinent for the rest of my life, then that's what it means. If it means I don't have a wife, then that's what it means. What does it profit a man to gain some trim but lose his soul? What does it profit a man to vote for Kamala Harris and lose his soul? You better get comfortable with the apocalypse, men. You better get comfortable with the end of days, because I guarantee your head is getting knocked off first because you're the threat. I got a problem with Kamala and anybody supporting Kamala. How about that? And any man voting for Kamala is a weak, disgusting simp, pawn of Satan. Any man voting for Kamala might as well be a transformer. If you vote for Kamala, you're a transformer. Any man voting for Kamala might as well go ahead and get bottom surgery. Any man voting for Kamala, any man voting for a woman to lead over him and his family and his country, any man voting for a woman to lead over his life, he might as well go ahead and get bottom surgery. He's a transformer. He's not a man. First Timothy 2:12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. That means when it comes to a woman and there's a man there, be quiet. Now, when the man is gone and you got to teach something, you go ahead and teach. But when the man is there to teach, be quiet. You think Kamala going to be quiet? You think Big Mike going to be quiet? You think these women going to be quiet in the presence of a righteous man? No, they're not. Their goal is to kill the righteous man, to kill the prophets. Y'all better wake up. These folks ain't playing, man. They're not playing. Even if she don't win, the spirit has been released. Y'all remember when they won the first time and the women were in front of the White House chanting WAP? Do y'all remember when they won the first time and the women were in front of the White House chanting WAP? They were singing WAP. These same women got offended when Trump said they would let him do it. He never said he did it. He said that women would let the guy with money grab them by the vajayjay, and y'all know it's true. Because we all know when a man got some money, most women are going to lay down. We know that to be true. You just got mad because Donald Trump said it. The audacity to be offended by what Donald Trump said, but then celebrate what Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion said. That's why you can't listen to these women. Because most women talk to Satan. And the ones that don't, you can spot them a mile away. When a woman is not talking to Satan, you can tell it a mile away. You'll be walking through the crowd. You'll be like, man, who touched me? They'll be like, master, many people, shut up. Who touched me? When a woman is not listening to Satan and she opens her mouth, you're going to be able to spot that voice in the crowd. You're going to be able to spot that voice in all the confusion and chaos. A virtuous woman is more precious than rubies. She's priceless. And I commend you women over these past 4 years, the ones that have stood the course. I commend you all saying no to all this programming propaganda, because I know it wasn't easy. You men, I'm disgusted with y'all. Let's continue. Let's get started. Can't listen to these women. Can't listen to these women.
Going to jail today because I will beat the fuck out of you.
We love you. We want you to know Jesus Christ. We want you to know Jesus Christ. Repent and put your faith in him.
Look at this. Look.
I'm going to jail today because I will beat the fuck out of you.
We love you. We want you to know Jesus Christ. We want you to know Jesus Christ. Repent and put your faith in him.
This man is outside of the abortion clinic praying, and these women are furious. Now, you know ain't no black men about to go out in front of an abortion clinic. I don't care what y'all say. This is my channel. The only group of people going against all this stuff is white people. White folks in front of the abortion clinics. White folks going against Klaus Schwab and the WEF. White folks going against the World Health Organization. White folks going against these agendas. White people. Black men talking about they kings and gods, but won't lift a finger. It's disgusting. Black men, your communities are in shambles, and it's utter chaos. Black men have failed black women. Talking about the government said the man had to leave, and you coward and you left. The government said you had to leave the house, and you did it. It's despicable. It's dishonorable. What type of man would abandon his family because of what the government said? I'll tell you, the black man. The poorest of poorest white men wouldn't do it. The poorest of poorest immigrants wouldn't do it. Nobody did that but black men. The first act of cowardice ever displayed was a black man. Y'all say the first people was black? Well, Adam was the first coward. Adam sinned and then ran and hid somewhere. So the first coward was a black man. The first person to sin was a black man. Yeah, I said it. I don't put it on Eve. I put it on Adam. That's on Adam. He shouldn't have bit the fruit. Should have took Eve to God and said, Lord, forgive her. Matter of fact, Lord, forgive me because I wasn't watching her. That's supposed to happen. Black men leaving their family behind because of what the government said. The black man is weak. That's why I talk the way I do. Most black men you see out there are weak. And watch how weak they are when it comes to Kamala. Watch how weak black men are when it comes to Kamala. You're going to see how weak black men are. They're going to sell their soul for Jezebel. And she's going to cut their head off. These folks been calling y'all black men stupid and slow the past 4 years. Y'all don't know how to vote. Y'all get tricked by propaganda. Talking crazy about black men, and black men still going to line up and support it. You crazy. I wish I would. I'll become a monk if I have to. If it means I won't touch another woman, I'll just stand on principle the rest of my life then. But what I'm not going to do is sell my soul because y'all want somebody to support Jezebel. You're crazy. I don't support Kamala Harris, nor do I support Kamalists.
I'm going to jail today because I will beat the fuck out of you.
We love you. We want you to know Jesus Christ. We want you to know Jesus Christ.
This woman spit in this man's face because he's praying for women to not go in there and kill their baby. This is the Jezebel spirit. You heard what she said, I'm going to jail. She'd rather go to jail than to be righteous. This is the Jezebel spirit. Most women talk to Satan because most women care how they get the information. If you don't believe me, just go somewhere and listen to women talk and tell me if God's in the conversation. Let's continue. Let's continue.
About you, Brittany.
Everything is feminine about me.
Oh, come on. You own
Let's
the
go.
majority. I have no debt, right? But women in
That's
general.
because you're from a rich family,
women
girl.
in general.
Congratulations,
Women.
girl.
Hold on. I'm going to let y'all see the Jezebel spirit.
What have you actually heard for yourself?
Brittany, you.
From a rich
Women
family, so what are you
in
talking about?
general.
No debt?
About you, Brittany.
Everything is feminine about me.
Oh, come on. You own
Let's
the
go.
majority. I have no debt, right? But women in
That's
general.
because you're from a rich family,
women
girl.
in general.
Congratulations, girl.
Women.
You're from a rich family, so what are you
in
talking about? No debt, girl.
Women in general have a
Congratulations.
Women
Like, you don't get a fish don't get applauded
I know,
for
I'm
swimming.
lucky. That's why I said I'm lucky.
Okay, so for you, so why lead with that? So why lead with that? So why lead with that?
You asked for an example, and I'm going to give it to you. Do you want me to start?
Girl, okay.
Okay.
Let me tell you what
Let's talk about
what we're not going to do, because you have a history of doing this, because I'm familiar with you, okay? Girl, what you like to do is you like to say these really stupid fucking comments, right? And then so what you do, then you like sit back, and then you're like, you think you're so smart, you have this fucking smug ass look on your face, and then you're waiting for someone to give you that like emotional, like passionate response. So then you can sit there and be super dismissive and really kind of just gaslight. And I don't know, as a female.
Gaslight?
Like, no. Yeah, do you know what that word means?
You guys use it for everything.
You guys.
Go ahead.
Okay, you know what's funny about using you guys is
Okay.
seriously, it kind of feels like the only thing that is actually feminine about you is that you have a vagina.
Okay.
Because I feel like, there's like a man on the panel.
Okay, and what's feminine about you, Brittany?
Everything is feminine about me.
Oh, come on. Like, I'm not trying to go personal here. So I don't know why you're trying to make this personal.
No, you made it personal when you
No, I said
when you led with, hey, I don't have any debt.
I don't know.
As if that's a flex because your parents have money.
So, as you see, that's the Jezebel spirit. It's chaos. Can't have a civil conversation. Won't let Pearl speak. You heard what she said. You're like a man. So her goal at that point is to do what? Is to destroy the prophet. That's the Jezebel's goal. This is why you see these women getting loud and being chaotic so you can't speak. This is why. Because their goal is to destroy the prophet. This is why they celebrated when Kevin Samuels passed away. Their goal is to do, and listen, and when I say destroy the prophet, what I really mean is to silence the truth. That's Jezebel's goal, is to silence the truth. It's just back in those times, the prophets were the one that told the truth boldly. So the goal of this Jezebel spirit is to silence the truth. And men have a Jezebel spirit.
Me. I'm saying in general, women own the majority of debt. We don't make great choices. If we look at who we pick, let's look at romantic decisions. Women don't make very good romantic decisions in general.
There's a point that needs to be made, though, and that's the.
So that's not you making a decision. That's you being born into white privilege, and we need you to acknowledge that. So that's not a decision that you made.
Now this is what she just said, right? How is it being born in a well-to-do family, white privilege? Aren't there all races of people born into well-to-do families? Again, the goal of the Jezebel spirit is to silence the truth. They're not going to tell you to vote for Kamala because she's a great candidate. They're going to tell you to vote for her because she's black. What she's telling Pearl is, be quiet because you're white and I'm black. I got the nails. I got the hat. I got the makeup caked on my face.
That is the way you came into this. And honestly,
Right, it was in it.
girl, you're a family of like 9 or 10. Like all that's how your dad set you up. So there are things that you genuinely did not have to experience.
Right.
You don't fucking know. You get to sit there again. So you don't even have to make any decisions. You're the same person. You are the same person that the last time I saw you accidentally shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking. And you get to go. You're the same person who accidentally spent $50,000 and your dad was able to pay it off on your credit card. Yes, you did when you spent.
I didn't actually.
You're the one who said an accident. I spent over my limit. That's what you said. That's what you said. So again, an unreal. That's what you said. That's what you said. The last time that I saw you. Yeah. So again, we're going back to your girl.
Now just think about this. I accidentally spent $50,000. Again, she won't let her talk. She asked Pearl a question and hasn't let Pearl answer. You know why? Because the Jezebel spirit isn't about the truth. The goal is to destroy the prophet. What we see now is the Jezebel spirit. When the government colludes with social media platforms, that's the Jezebel spirit. Because the goal is to silence the prophets. So when it comes to Kamala, it's going to be censorship overload. They're not going to let you say anything about Kamala Harris. They're going to be reporting videos. What I'm telling you, you're going to see black women in rare form behind Kamala. Mark my words.
What the shit that comes? That's what I'm saying. The shit that comes out of your mouth. You literally just say whatever.
What are you? Why are you getting so mad over?
Because honestly, you're fucking delusional.
Brittany.
Don't Brittany. Go ahead.
Brittany, I do think there's one thing. I think there's one thing that we have to say.
If you're gonna yell at me, I'm not gonna do the show. Like you don't have to. You don't have to scream at me. That's so disrespectful. You know, I'm not here to get like that's like you don't have to be rude. I don't.
Now, of course, all the black women on social media said that Brittany ran her up out of there. What black women don't realize is that men aren't going to deal with you. The numbers reflect that. Black women are the least likely to get married. You know why? Because black women support Kamala Harris. Black women are the most likely to get divorced. You know why? Because black women support Kamala Harris. Black women are the least likely to get picked on online dating. You know why? Because black women support Kamala Harris. Black women, 81% of black women are overweight or obese. And you've never heard black men complain about that. You've never heard black men complain about black women's hair, black women's nails, black women's butts. All the things that black women fix are none of the things that black men complain about. The one thing that black men have been complaining about is the black woman's attitude. The one thing that costs her no money to fix, she refuses to do it. You know why? Because she has the Jezebel spirit. You just saw Brittany, Brittany Renner? You just saw Brittany Renner ask Pearl a question and not let her answer. So these black women are going to ask you who you're voting for. And when you tell them not Kamala, I'm telling you now, listen, you saying I'm not voting is not going to be good enough. Not this time. Dear black men, you telling these black women you're not voting is not going to be good enough. So all this trying to stay in the middle, stay in the gray area, I still want to trim, I still want some trim, but I still want to hold on to my dignity. It's over. It's over. They're going to draw a line in the sand. And on this side, it's going to say Jezebel, and on that side, it's going to say prophet. Take your pick. Take your pick. Somebody said dignity over trim. Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So that means there are going to be people out there that are going to have the power to deceive the very elect if they could. So that means that if you're not God's elect, you're going to get deceived. So what that scripture is saying is, if you're not God's elect, you're going to be deceived. So you better focus on being God's elect. 'Cause I'm telling you now, as this thing moves closer to 2030, the more and more folks are deceived. Black folks haven't learned anything since 2020. They're actually worse. It's actually worse. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Well, it is about to be 2008 all over again, where they put a face in front of you, Negroes that you think you can identify with, and you will run out there and vote for them, even though they mean you much harm. This lady here, you know what? I think she's probably going to usher in the beast system. Because, see, they know you niggas will go along with it. Y'all call y'all what it is. They know y'all will go along with it if that face look like y'all. But now they got to get an intellectual like Obama, somebody, and put him in her ear because she retarded. You know, I'll just call it like this. She retarded. She can't put nothing together without sitting around laughing. You know what I'm saying? So this would be interesting to watch. You got a person that look like she one of y'all, so y'all gonna run out there and vote. And then, voila, they gonna hit you with the beast system. And then you gonna be on the internet talking your little trash or whatever. It's gonna be too late then because you don't put them in there. But this is gonna be interesting to see. This will be interesting to see. But I got a little clip for y'all, little parting going away gift for the night for y'all. Watch this clip and tell me whether y'all think this is a good idea to be following this crazy heifer.
Listen, the reality also is this. Any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country.
So again, you all are only voting for Kamala because she's black. I want you to think about what her standard is. Y'all expected Barack Obama to save y'all. Y'all just want Kamala in. No expectations. Think about that. At least when it came to Barack, y'all expected him to do something. Y'all have no expectations for Kamala. None. You just want to see a black woman in charge. That's how you know it's Satan. That's how you know it's Satan. Who came up with this notion that black meant righteous? Who told y'all that? Who told y'all that black meant righteous? Me and my mother was running through the house, running to the car, locking ourselves in the car because my father was going crazy. What are we talking? Who told y'all black men righteous? People getting shot. People selling drugs around children. You got to walk past dope fiends. Talking, who told y'all that black men righteous? We used to be at the park. These guys would bring prostitutes to the park and have sex with them in the bushes. We children. What are we talking about? Who told y'all that black men righteous? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? That black men righteous. Where does that come from? Y'all are crazy. We got to get somebody black in there to do what? There shouldn't be no black person running for any kind of political office. You know why? Clean your own front door up, your own front porch up. Before y'all start going to politics. Your neighborhoods are in shambles. Your children can't read or write or do math on grade level. STDs running rampant. Abortions running rampant. Homicide running rampant. And y'all want to go be a politician. The audacity, the nerve. What are these folks running on? What are these black politicians running on if their community is in shambles? What are they running on? What's their track record? Death and destruction and damnation. There should be no black politicians. None. How are y'all running for something and your whole community is in shambles and destroyed? How'd you get there? This is crazy. This notion that black means righteous. Are you crazy? I can tell you firsthand, black don't mean righteous. Can tell you firsthand, black don't mean righteous. Crazy. And one time my mom went to go get some pizza. I'm a kid. I'm in the car. And this dude must have owed somebody some money, some dope. I don't know what this dude owed. Man, they was beating this dude so bad. I'm looking at this from the back seat window and blood is splattering on the window. Blood is splattering on the window. I'm a child. This is traumatizing. Since when did black mean righteous? Have you ever seen black folks care about what happened to these children? No. All the dirt that black folks do, they do it in front of children. They sell dope in front of children. They kill in front of children. They R-word in front of children. Every decadent act that black folks commit is done in front of children. There should be no black folks running for any kind of political office. You have a failed track record as a black person already. Your community is in shambles. Now, if you can get a Planned Parenthood facility or an abortion clinic out of your neighborhood, then you can show me something. If you can get an abortion clinic shut down in your neighborhood, then you can show me something. If you can get the trap house shut down in your neighborhood, then you can show me something. If you can get a school literacy rate up, then you can show me something. But y'all ain't doing nothing. So how in the world are y'all getting to be politicians with a failed track record? So I know the game is rigged. It's set up. And y'all want me to be quiet, but I won't. They want to shadow ban, but I'm not going to stop talking. You can't be monetized. We're going to shadow ban you. You can't get no new followers. All that, I'm still going to talk. I'm still going to say something. There should be no black politicians. I said it. Your communities are in shambles, and Kamala Harris is going to usher in the Antichrist. I said it. Jason Jackson said, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." What's that supposed to mean? Don't just let's continue. If you didn't mean anything slick by it, then I accept the scripture. But let's continue.
We still don't know for sure whether Donald Trump was hit by a bullet, whether he was hit by glass fragments, whether he was hit by shrapnel. We don't have those details. We actually have no details from his physician, even though this man is still a Secret Service.
Somebody said, white people controlled America this whole time, and look where it got this country. Who wants to agree with me that since black people took the spotlight, has America gotten worse? Since black people got the spotlight in the 1950s, has America gotten worse? That's a yes or no question. When black folks took the stage and told the world that we oppressed, has America gotten worse, yes or no? Because since then, white folks been catering to black people. Everything black folks have asked for, white folks giving it to them. So you mean to tell me what you're really saying is when white folks started giving y'all what y'all wanted, the country went downhill and went in flames. America died because of social justice. That's what gave way to feminism and the trans movement and LGBTQs. Catering to black folks is what catapulted all of this. See, back in the day, your grandparents and great-grandparents got it off the muscle and they had some respect. They got respected. Then white folks wasn't trying your great-grandparents and your grandparents. They respected them because they was honorable. The TV lied to you all. Hollywood lied to you all. Talking about what white folks took the country. Where black folks taking it? Where did Obama take it? When Obama got in charge, where did Obama take America? I'll tell you where he took it. To a dark, damp, crusty anus. That's where he took it. Right down the Hershey Highway. They was calling Obama the first gay president. That's what happened when black folks got in charge. Literally, they thought he was the Antichrist. Talking about white folks. Literally, when a black man got in charge of the country, they thought he was the Antichrist. He was pushing so much gay and trans legislation, talking about the children go to the same bath, even the babies. He went even to the babies. Let the boys and girls go to the same bathroom, even the babies. You ain't never seen a white president, heard a white president say that. So when the black man got in charge of the country, he ushered in destruction and damnation. Obama is the one that proved for you to be spied on. Obama's the one that proved for y'all to be propaganda. That was Obama. He approved y'all being spied on, propagandized, and the trans and LGBTQ movement. Talking about what white folks did. And the black man got in charge and almost ruined the country in 8 years. The audacity. Talking about what some white folks did. What you think Kamala Harris gonna do? What you think Kamala, since white folks so bad, what you think Kamala Harris finna do? They took shop out of the school automotive and made them trades. You know why? Because the bliggity blacks wanted it. That's why. The Negroes wanted it. That's why. White folks listening to black folks. Negroes didn't want to trade no more. Negroes wanted to work in the office. They didn't want any more skills. That's what the Negroes wanted. Talking about whites still run Congress. Let some blacks run Congress, see what happened. I remember Morris Brown was the only black college actually owned by black people. And it got shut down because they were stealing money. I want some of y'all to show me when black folks run something and it works. All these major cities are ran by black Democrats. The 4 largest cities in America have black mayors. What is the condition of those cities? I want somebody to tell me when black people are in charge, what actually gets accomplished besides death, destruction, and damnation. So my question to you all is, since white folks are so bad, what is Kamala Harris going to do? I guarantee that Kamala Harris will be worse than Joe Biden. The scariest thing about all of this is that Kamala Harris would be worse than Joe Biden. Think about that. Think about how high Joe Biden set the bar to be the worst president ever. And imagine Kamala Harris saying, "Hold my beer." And y'all telling me of what some white folks did? Africa is in shambles. Africa, the continent, is in shambles. So how did the mighty kings and queens, how did the gods and goddesses have a whole continent and it be destroyed? Why isn't Africa flourishing and thriving? I've been to Africa. I barely saw any white people. I may have saw one white person, maybe 2. I went to like 3 or 4 countries. I saw maybe 1 or 2. So in a place where it's all of y'all Negroes and the country is still in shambles. So again, when it comes to right now, these past 4 years, it has been white people fighting against this great reset. So whatever y'all think white folks did, whatever I thought white folks did, they have been forgiven in my book because they're fighting now. Y'all ain't fighting now. Y'all was fighting when it was staged, but you're not fighting now because it ain't staged. Because it ain't staged. And Wednesday, we're going to talk about J.D. Vance on Wednesday. We're going to talk about who J.D. Vance is associated with. When I looked in J.D. Vance's eyes, I said, no. Because he can't hide it because he's liberal. He can't hide it. He don't have a poker face. He got a poke me face. He ain't got no poker face. He got a poke me face. Let's continue.
We still don't know for sure whether Donald Trump was hit by a bullet, whether he was hit by glass fragments, whether he was hit by shrapnel. We don't have those details. We actually have no details from his physician, even though this man is still a Secret Service protected, and presidential candidate. We knew almost nothing. Why? Why don't we know that much? We know that 3 people were shot. 1 person, unfortunately, was killed at the rally. We don't know where they were sitting or standing relative to him. We don't know why, for 9 full seconds, Donald Trump was allowed to stand back up during an active shooter situation, even though they, at that point, had said the shooter was down. How would they have known if there were more shooters or not?
Man, Joy Reid heard me say that. Listen, now, I agree with Joy Reid on this latter part. I do. I said the same thing. But I will say this. You see how inquisitive Joy Reid is? See how she's asking all the right questions? You see how she's so inquisitive? Where was this when it came to those shots, though? She's asking the right question. She got her hair lined up. Where was this inquisitiveness when it came to the shots? Where was all of these questions when it came to the Peter pandemic? She's asking all the right questions, but yet she was pushing the shots. She was pushing the mandates. She was pushing the lockdowns. She was pushing the map. So my question for Joy Reid is, and a lot of you, how are y'all able to dissect the assassination attempt, but you couldn't dissect the most obvious trick of all, the Peter pandemic? The most sloppy propaganda job known to man. They literally said, we're marking everything down as a Peter pandemic death. They lied to y'all several times over. They got people on record lying about this and saying this. Fauci it was just so easy to pick apart. And y'all went along with it. But now you're inquisitive? You see, I don't even care that Joy Reid's asking the right questions. The intent behind her asking the right questions is evil. Her intent behind these questions is evil. Just like her non-asking questions during the Peter pandemic was evil. But this is Satan. This is Satan. I'm going to say the right thing to you, but my intent is to deceive you. Let's continue. Somebody asked, well, what are you doing as a black man for, hold on, what does it say? Listen, so what are you doing as a black man? You call this fighting? So, you know black folks don't read, right? So my shirt's clear as day. What does my shirt say? What does my shirt say? Okay. So clearly you didn't read my shirt. And it makes sense because y'all don't read. IG, I'm going to close out and I will be right back. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds, y'all. Y'all can start counting right now. Hold on. Okay, count now. Okay, now start counting. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm back. Let's go.
Acting up. Go live your life. They wouldn't have did nothing. Federally indicted, secret grand jury meeting to put out all the videos of me standing in front, preaching the gospel, not with a bat, not with a gun, nothing. Just standing there preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, declaring the truth and saying that abortion is murder. Now you get a federal indictment. You got the FBI watching you. Do you know the FBI been watching me since 2019? I went to Africa and back. I went to Nigeria. They recorded when my baby was born. They documented when my baby was born. They documented when we went to Nigeria for a missions trip. They documented when me and Ricky got married. They documented everything I did because I was a nigga out of line. That's what y'all want. Y'all vote people in, and y'all don't understand. You're voting in your image of being a nigga in line. That's what you do when you vote Democrat. That's what you do when you dare decide, oh, I'm going to support Kamala. That's what you are. You're literally a sheep. You're a sheep, and you're not even a good sheep. At least a sheep follows a good shepherd, a shepherd that feeds them and takes care of them. Y'all don't even care. Y'all shepherd got y'all blind, naked, deaf, and dumb, robbing your country, sending your money to Ukraine. Kamala ain't petitioning for you? You kidding me? People in Ukraine living good right now. I'm seeing a bunch of Ukrainians over here, a bunch of Mexicans all in my neighborhood. It's mad Mexicans in Uruguay. Mad Mexicans. I ain't never seen this many Mexicans in Uruguay. You got Ukrainian people all over the place. They two-stepping, living good. We live in a nice neighborhood. We got them moving up with us. They moving in our neighborhood. Chilling. What? Living good, eating good, vegetarian with the brown rice. And now, it's election year, you guys. Mind you, they didn't even want to put Kamala in. They really didn't want her. She was the last result. How does that make you feel, black woman? You're supposed to be so strong. You're supposed to be so intelligent. And I'm not saying that you're not. But doesn't it insult you that somebody is only in a position that they're in because they're black and they're a woman and they need the vote? They could give a dang about anything else? That she's intelligent, that she's smart, that she's a great speaker. She's a joke. She make black women look like a joke. She make us look like we goofy. Yeah, you know, what's the line she say? She repeat the same sentence 10 different times because she don't know what she's saying, probably because she's nervous. But guess what? When she was in there putting them niggas in jail, she wasn't nervous being a prosecutor. She knew exactly what to say. She knew exactly what to do. She ain't that innocent. She ain't that innocent. Sorry. Do a little bit more research. Be a little bit more confident in this season. Don't be a dummy. Don't follow the sheep. Do better. Do better. Please, I'm begging you. Do better. Are you kidding me?
Somebody said it. I haven't seen her in a while either, but I think this is Pop in Politics. Smart, educated stuff. So I think this might be her podcast, Pop in Politics. Wednesday nights at 11 Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I think this is her thing. Pop in Politics, I think. Smart, edgy, and conservative, I think. But her name is Bevelin, though. But she told the truth, though, you know. I think this. I don't quote me. Her name is Bevelin. I haven't seen her, but you know, apparently the Fed's been watching her. You know, it's horrible. And again, she just spilled the beans for you all. She just said that she got the Feds got her under investigation because she's against abortion. I want you to think about this for a second. The Feds are trying to hem her up because she's against abortion. So again, this is the Jezebel spirit. If these women had their way, think about, y'all know the women don't play fair, right? All y'all know how women are. Y'all know how women are. Y'all know women don't play fair. Y'all know women don't play fair. Y'all know that. What do you think a woman would do with all the power? Why are they trying to federally indict her because she's against abortion? The one young lady in New York, she refused to make a wedding gown for some LGBTQs, and she gets sued. How she get sued? She's in New York. How did she get sued for not wanting to make a dress for a customer? So in other words, if you have a business, you have to make stuff for these type of people. That's communism. Because they're telling you, if you don't cater to this crowd, I'm shutting you down. So in other words, All businesses must be woke. I don't know if this is her channel or not, but Pop and Politics is the logo that's here on the video. So, but her name is Beverly. I'm pretty sure she should be on YouTube and social media. I haven't seen her in a while, but I'm glad she's all right. But apparently the Fed's been, harassing her. When I meet people in public, they be asking me, am I afraid for my life? I'm like, why would y'all say that? People ask me this all the time. Are you afraid for your life? I'm like, afraid? That means people know I'm telling the truth. For me to be saying what I'm saying and folks think my life is in danger, that means I'm telling the truth. Nobody's ever said that Tariq Nasheed's life is in danger. Nobody ever said Dr. Umar's life is in danger, or Cornel West, or Michael Eric Dyson. Nobody's ever said any of these woke black activists' lives are in danger. But when I get strangers always come to me and they ask me, are you afraid for your life? I'm like, afraid for what? Afraid for what? 10,000 fell to my right, 1,000 fell to my left. I got to trust God with everything, even my life. I'm not living in fear. Oh no. I'm saying that people say that. I don't think that. I ask them, why do y'all even say that? That ain't make no sense. But now we ain't living in fear, because fear is not of the Lord, because God not give us a spirit of fear. Matter of fact, you're going to prompt the scripture. God does not give us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of might. And that's how we know that somebody hasn't been talking with God, because they're afraid. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So that's what I got to walk in. I got to walk in the powers that God gave me. That's love, that's power, that's love, and a sound mind. That's what I'm going to walk. I'm not walking in fear. That's ungodly. That's ungodly. Let's continue.
Thoughts I have over the course of time, and with much soul searching, I have come to fully understand the reach and impact of my voice beyond gospel music. There is such a care to take when you realize you're not just preaching to the choir anymore. You're preaching to the ones who wanted to be in the choir and was too scared to come because they didn't understand our language. Musicians, the God-given ability to unite and to heal and to understand that some of my past words, comments, preaching has been received by the LGBTQ plus community as negative and hurtful. There's nothing more hurtful than to think, to imagine that you said something in the name of God and it hurts somebody. You know, we have a church lingo, we have a church jargon that everybody doesn't get. And sometimes you've got to say it for the people in the back. And for that, I want to apologize to the LGBTQ.
So this is Kim Burrell, gospel singer, supposed to be a woman of God, faithful woman, virtuous woman. She'll say she's all the boxes. I'm virtuous, I'm righteous, all that stuff. But she's up here apologizing to the LGBTQs because they got offended by what she said. Well, my question is what you said a lie? Were you telling the truth? Were you speaking God's truth? So if the LGBTQs get offended by God's word, which they will always do, why are you apologizing? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Satan said apologize. Why would you be apologizing because some LGBTQs got offended because you speak in God's word? Why would you apologize because some LGBTQs got offended? The Bible says that it's an abomination. I didn't say it. She didn't say it. God said it. And you know why it's an abomination? At the end of the day, it doesn't produce life. It doesn't produce life. And the first commandment that God gave us was to be fruitful and multiply. So imagine an entire movement that goes against the first commandments that God gave man and woman. And you want to get up on this stage and use your platform to apologize so you can get in their good graces. This is the Jezebel spirit. This is the Jezebel spirit. There's no way to tell people the truth and they want to hear it. There's no way to make it sound good. There is no way to make the truth sound good. If I say that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, if I say that he is the only way, how is that going to sound good to the world? It will never sound good. The only way it sounds good is if I say Jesus isn't the only way. Pick your own way. This is what I mean by when folks say it's not what you say, it's how you say. That's cap. Because your spirit should resonate with the truth. Elijah went up under a tree and prepared to die. He said, I'm over. He said, I'm done. Jezebel's after him. He said, I'm done. He went up under a tree and said, Lord, I'm ready. Go ahead and take me. He wasn't eating or nothing. I'm done. I'm tired. He was asleep. An angel woke him up. Angel woke him up. Angel had them hot cakes cooking and had that holy water waiting for him when he woke up. It's something about when you submit. It's something about when you just give it all. So Lord, you got it. I'm done. You got it. I'm done. It's something about that. Every time in my life, when I've been willing, I say, Lord, I accept it. Let your will be done. Every single time, the Lord never makes me go through it. Never. Every single time I submit, say, you got it, I don't have to go through it. That's a reaffirmed message for me, hopefully for you. Elijah was ready to die, and he woke up to some hotcakes cooking on the grill. I'm just saying. He said, Lord, I'm ready. Just take me. I'm done. You got it. I'm done. Angel came and visited him. Get up. Wake up. You got a long journey. It's something about submitting to God. It's something about submitting to God, and provisions will be made. So from now on, for the rest of our lives, we're going to trust God. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what it sounds like. I don't care who's president. I don't care about New World Orders. I don't care about Liberal World Orders. I don't care about Agenda 2030. I'm going to trust God. I'm going to trust God. Now, Kim Burrell, she didn't trust God. She trusts man. And they told her, you better apologize to them folks and give them their good grace to get this money, girl. What does it profit a woman to gain the LGBTQ, but to lose your soul? Let's continue.
He dropped out! He dropped out! Ah! Joe Biden, please! Gen Z, we need to band together.
Can y'all imagine living in a world where you got to submit to him? Can you imagine living in a world where he has all the leverage? Can you imagine someone like this being in charge of your life? Whether you get a job or not, whether you get water, whether you get food. Can you imagine whether you get locked up? Can you imagine someone like this being in charge of you? This is what they want. They want you to have to go to him to get your necessities. What if he's having a bad day? What if he feels bad about his life choices? Think about his emotional state and someone needing something dire from him. He has the power to say yes or no. This is what they want. This is what Kamala ushers in, empowering these people. When you go and vote for Kamala, he's going to be right next to you, giving you a thumbs up.
Please. He was for Gen Z's first president. Ah!
Oh, he had a Sean John hold up. Hey, he got a Sean John t-shirt on. Hold up. Imagine, and again, he got a P. Diddy t-shirt on, but he crying about Joe Biden leaving. You can't make this up. Not one tear fell. Not one tear. He got on a Sean John t-shirt. So all this, and he got on P. Diddy's t-shirt. You can't make this up, y'all. You can't make it up. You can't. Let's continue.
Dear black men, please remain strong. There's going to be a pressure on us to vote Democratic and for us to endorse Kamala Harris. Do not fall for the symbolism. Do not fall for the chucks and pearls. As black men, our vote is highly needed. And there's already talk about black men can't be trusted to vote for Kamala Harris. Well, you're exactly right. We're not falling for the you're not black if you don't vote for Joe Biden. We're going to logically make an informed decision. Kamala Harris has already went on record saying she would not pass any bills or laws that would directly benefit African Americans. So black men, let's be very careful. Let's be able to deal with the criticism. Let's be able to deal with being called sellouts. Let's be able to deal with being called racist. Because right now, The Democratic Party needs our vote for Kamala Harris to be president. And they're already saying we can't be trusted. Well, you're right. We can't be trusted. We're going to make an informed decision. Kamala Harris, sit down. What are you willing to do for the black race other than falsely represent us as a black woman with chucks and pearls in your sorority? Black men, it's finna get hard. We are under attack, but we must remain strong.
This dude be cracking me up, man. I forgot his name, but I'm gonna find his name for you all. But this guy be cracking me up, man. He gave a public service out, but he's right though. You know, most black men can't deal with being called the names. You know, like sellout, coon, bootlicker, Uncle Tom, all that. You know. I'm gonna say this right now: if you vote for Kamala Harris, you're one of the weakest men on the planet. The first weakest man is the guy to get his meat cut off to be a woman. Matter of fact, you with them. Ain't no weakest. You are the weakest. Like I said earlier, if you vote for Kamala Harris, go ahead and transition. Go ahead and transition. Let's continue.
Imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be
Unburdened by what has been.
what we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
Who we can be unburdened by who we have been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Where we can be unburdened by where we have been and unburdened by where we are right now.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened.
Yeah, I sell these shirts, Eva. You can go. So what she's saying is, you know, we should be able to be the present should be unburdened, unhindered by the past. It's really what she's saying. But the problem I have is that she thinks that that's a profound statement. It's not. Like it's not profound. Like it's not something that makes somebody say the history or the past should help us make better choices and decisions in the future. That's what's supposed to take place. This whole unburdened thing sounds like some woke nonsense because she's talking about a past that was bad. She's talking about a past that was bad as if all of the past was bad, which is a lie. Black folks been partying too much. I know she was in Montreal kicking it with white folks, but black folks in America been partying far too long for all the past to be bad. Black folks had Rick James. Black folks had Prince. Black folks had Eddie Murphy, Michael Jackson. Black folks been partying. Don't forget it. Black folks have had a good time these past 100 years. Don't you? Matter of fact, when black folks had a juke joint. Matter of fact, during slavery, black folks was playing music and dancing. So don't act like it's all been bad. Black folks been skipping and playing the whole time. Foolishness. Just a complete. And now think about this now. Black women are going to ask you all to support this, and you know it's like you know it's wrong. And one more thing, they can't lie to me about the past either. When I was growing up, we're talking about the 80s, the 90s, it was never no race talk like this. I remember 2 racial incidents in my upbringing. That was the Rodney King and O.J. Simpson. Those were the 2 biggest race things that we had. Oh, and Clarence Thomas being a sellout, maybe 3. Black folk was not talking about race like they do now. It didn't take place. I remember a time everything wasn't woke. I remember. I was living my best life. Wouldn't even think about racism.
Would you rather?
This says half of UCLA med students fail basic tests since lowering standards for minorities. Let's look this up. Now, my cousin used to be with the California, I won't say too much, but basically in California, they're trying to lower the standards for the bar. Now, black folks have passed the bar before. So if it was more racist back then, how were black folks passing it then and not now? So they're trying to lower the standards for the bar. Well, my thinking is, if you can't pass the bar, you shouldn't be a lawyer. I'm just saying, like, if you can't, like, black folks already struggle with context as it is. So, and my cousin used to be a liberal until she became a lawyer and realized as a lawyer, everything is so objective that you kind of get out of that liberal spell that seeing everything with emotions. When you're an attorney, you got to look at things from a logical and factual basis. So it's funny how her becoming an attorney made her be more conservative, which is crazy. Because you gotta understand context. And like I always say, context removes the emotions. Let's look it up though. Let's see what this says right here. UCLA med students alarmingly substandard as school cuts corners, admits applicants based on race. Over 50% of UCLA med students fail standardized tests on family medicine, internal medicine, emergency medicine, and pediatrics. So basically, if we let y'all black folks everybody gonna die. Over 50% of UCLA med students failed standardized tests on family medicine, internal medicine, emergency medicine, and pediatrics. That means everybody will see them and die. A professor described one operating room incident during which a student could not identify a major artery when asked. This is what black people want. Because black folks just care about being doctors. They don't care about saving somebody's life. Can you imagine you're going under from anesthesia and you see one of the queens doing this? You're going to be all right, baby. Can you imagine the last thing you see if you go under is this? And you can't get your prayer out fast enough because you know it's over. Or you hear some, girl, them wings was good, you know it's over. Can you... Hold on. This man said, a professor described an operating room incident during which a student could not identify a major artery when asked. Can you all imagine a time when they're allowing these black folks just to be doctors because they black? Can you imagine not wanting to go to the hospital? Can you imagine you can't go to the hospital because the black folks is in there running it and you don't know what you're doing? Come on. I'm going to read this article too. I'm going to read it. The University of California, Los Angeles, David Geffen Medical School has been heavily prioritizing race in admissions while the school has fallen in rankings. Again, let me say before I get started. All of the woke stuff that we see doesn't make any money. So ask us a question. Just ask. If they're making these shows and movies woke and programming woke and nobody's watching it, then why are they doing it? If the school is failing, why would they be willing to fail just to have black folks in the school? It doesn't make any, like, you have to think about it. Once you realize it's not about money, like, and again, most people feel like if it's about money, there's only a certain limit these folks will go. I'm telling you all today, it's not about money. It's not. It's nothing to do with money. They don't care. They print money. They don't care about money. They care about your soul. DEI equals your soul. Kamala Harris, your soul. Climate change, your soul. They don't have a monetary incentive because their incentive is your soul. I'm going to play this video first, then I'm going to read the article.
Would you rather get a massage from a man or surgery from a female doctor? Wow.
Like minor surgery?
No, serious surgery, like a blown kidney or something.
Jeez.
Good question, Peter.
Is the man gay?
Nope.
Is the female doctor at least Jewish or Asian?
No, but actually, you know what? I'm going to take it up a notch. Hispanic female doctor or gay male masseuse?
Hispanic from Spain?
No.
Oh. So it's basically, would you rather get a massage from a gay man or die?
You know how accurate, and the only reason he didn't say black female is because black folk would went crazy. If he had said a black, would you rather have a surgery from a black immigrant or a male masseuse? That's the only reason they didn't say black women. Because black folks would have went crazy. You know, black folks can dish it, but they can't take it. You do know that black folks love being bullies, but black folks hate when you stand up for yourself. You know that, right? You know black folks hate when you have principles and standards and morals. You say, I ain't voting for Kamala. You know, black folks sends them into fury because black folks are so used to black folks being cowardly, submitting to the mob.
Would you rather get a massage from a man or surgery from a female doctor? Wow.
Like minor surgery?
No, serious surgery, like a blown kidney or something.
Jeez.
Good question, Peter.
Is the man gay?
Nope.
Is the female doctor at least Jewish or Asian?
No, but actually, you know what? I'm going to take it up a notch. Hispanic female doctor or gay male masseuse?
Hispanic from Spain?
No.
Oh. So it's basically, would you rather get a massage from a gay man or die?
I don't know what song they're singing, but I guarantee it deals with death, destruction, and damnation. Let's go back to this article, though. The University of California, Los Angeles, David Geffen Medical School has been heavily prioritizing race in admissions while the school has fallen in rankings. According to the Washington Free Beacon, when a black candidate in November of 2021 applied with test scores and grades well below the average for UCLA, the admissions committee expressed skepticism and argued the candidate wasn't a good fit. Dean of Admissions, Jennifer Lucero, however, chided the committee. Did you not know African-American women are dying at a higher rate than everybody else? Lucero said. Lucero argued that low grades and test scores shouldn't matter too much, adding, we need people like this in the medical school. I'm going to say it again. Lucero argued that low grades and test scores shouldn't matter too much, adding, we need people like this in the school, in the medical school. While the Supreme Court banned affirmative action in college admissions in summer 2022, California has prohibited public schools from using the practice in admissions since 1996. We are not consistent in the way we apply the metrics to these applicants. One official wrote in an email to another committee member in response to Lucero's comments. I wondered if this applicant had been a white male or an Asian female for that matter, whether we would have had that much discussion, the official stated. Several university officials spoke with the outlet and said Lucero cut corners to achieve racial diversity. I have students on their rotation who don't know anything, one admissions committee member said. People get in and they struggle. Another UCLA faculty member said, I wouldn't normally talk to a reporter, but there's no way to stop this without embarrassing the medical school. The changes in admissions have had a dramatic impact on the medical school's overall rankings since Lucero was hired in 2020. UCLA has dropped in the U.S. News and World Report rankings for medical research from 6th to 18th. Goodness, in just 4 years, letting Black people in, it's dropped from 6th to 18th in 4 years. Additionally, over 50% of students fail standardized tests on family medicine, internal medicine, emergency medicine, and pediatrics. According to the report, those tests are normally taken at the end of clinical rotations and are important in applications to residencies. The average fail rate for those tests is 5% nationally. But at UCLA since 2020, those fail rates have increased tenfold in several subjects, according to data obtained by the Washington Free Beacon. I'm going to stop right there so you all see what happens. It used to be when you go woke, you go broke. Now we're going to say when you go woke, people are going to die. This woman is willing to allow people to die to get Black women in. You're telling me America's racist, but this woman is willing to die. You're telling me America's racist, but this woman is willing to allow Black people to come in, not be qualified, potentially kill somebody for the name of diversity. You're telling me America's racist? This woman is risking her job, risking the school's credibility for Black people and failing. How can America be racist if they're letting Black people in the medical school and we know they can't read and write or do math? We know they can't. Y'all are crazy. This notion that a Black face is better is Satan. The school went from 6th to 18th in over 3 years because they had to get Black people in there. They couldn't do the work. And the woman says, she runs the college, she says, well, test scores and that stuff don't matter. This is crazy. Yeah, I got a problem with Kamala. Yeah, I do. These folks willing to risk people's lives to get Black folks in medical school. And y'all tell me America's racist. They trying to get Black folks in all the important fields as pilots, doctors, lawyers. Think about what they're trying to do. They're trying to put unqualified Black people in all the major areas. Pilots, doctors, lawyers, teachers, professors. What's next? The financial district? This is crazy. Idris Singleton, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Jesus loves you. God bless the chat. And Brother Blanche, thank you so much. Jesus loves you. Thank you so much. Crystal's Light, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So generous. I appreciate it. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Mano, so generous. Thank you so much. All y'all are generous. I'm sorry. I don't want to say saying anybody out. Idris is generous. Jesus loves you is generous. Everybody's generous. I'm sorry. I don't want to. All y'all are generous. I'm sorry. Irita from the Bay. Thank you so much for the guap. I really appreciate it. Kofi 19, similar to Kamala, the highest profile Black Democrat media voices seem to be children of immigrants. Joy, Abby, Stephen A. It's by design. Of course it is. Of course it is. Because those people can't. The reason why they choose the immigrant Blacks is because they don't have an attachment to you all that will compromise them. The immigrants don't have an uncompromising attachment to Black people and Black culture. They have their own culture. So they can be very objective when it comes to Black people. They'll just take the orders and follow them. See, if they had a connection with you all, they would feel bad about what they was doing. If they had a connection to you nigglets, they would feel bad about what they were doing. But because they don't, they can just take these orders and run with them. They don't pick folks from y'all community because y'all have an attachment to Black folks. So y'all will say, hey, they're trying to do this to y'all, do that to y'all. They're not going to do that. They don't care about y'all. Them folks have no attachment to y'all Negroes. None. They see y'all and they see a check. That's why they get immigrants. Thank you, Cruise Missile, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yuri Q, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Sub-Zero, my wife is pregnant with my first son. Congratulations. I'm happy that he'll be born under the Trump administration. Keep doing God's work. Free Blast Trump 24. Sub-Zero, congratulations on your son. That is a blessing. Hopefully I'll be able to say that one day. And Starve Baby, thank you so much. Let's go to Psalms 143 and close out. Let's see what it says. 143:1. Hear my prayer, O Lord. Give ear to my supplications. In thy faithfulness answer me, and in thy righteousness. And enter not into judgment with thy servant, for in thy sight shall no man living be justified. For the enemy hath persecuted my soul. He hath smitten my life down to the ground. He hath made me dwell in darkness as those that have been long dead. Therefore is my spirit overwhelmed with me. My heart within me is desolate. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I muse on thy work of thy hands. I stretch forth my hands unto thee. My soul thirsteth after thee as a thirsty land. Salah. Hear me speedily, O Lord, my spirit faileth. Hide not thy face from me, lest I be like unto them that go down to the pit. Cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning, for in thee do I trust. Cause me to know the way wherein I should walk, for I lift up my soul unto thee. Deliver me, O Lord, from mine enemies. I flee unto thee to hide me. Teach me to do thy will, for thou art my God. Thy spirit is good. Lead me to the land of uprightness. Quicken me, O Lord, for thy name's sake. For thy righteousness' sake, bring my soul out of trouble. And if thy mercy cut off mine enemies and destroy all them that afflict my soul, for I am thy servant. That is Psalms 143. Listen, you all. I love y'all. I will see you on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we'll be talking about J.D. Vance and what's really going on. And listen, you all, don't let anybody ever question anything that God shared with you. I don't care how crazy it sounds. Don't let somebody question what God told you. If the Holy Spirit reveals something to you, don't let a man or woman question it. It was revealed to you for a reason, because the Holy Spirit brings all things to remembrance. So the Holy Spirit will not make a mistake. Do not question what God has revealed to you. Idris Singleton, thank you so much. Remember, the black immigrants should look just like us, so that's why they use them to push their agenda and message. Facts. They look like the black American, but they're not. And so it's easy for them to get in front of you because they sold you on. That's why they came up with black. See, black encompasses all people of color, really. Because black is just really not white. So anything that's not white is considered black. And so what they did was they put folks that look like you for you to trust them. And also, you know, like even when the UN troops come, they're going to say the UN troops look like y'all because they won't be white. The UN troops are going to be African, Middle Eastern, Chinese. They're not going to be white. So when you see these white folks going against the UN, they're going to say it's based on race. The white folks are racist. They have a masterful plan if you're simple. Thank you, Idris, for that. Thank you. Anyway, I love y'all, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Thank y'all so much. Love y'all. Before I forget, Angel Wings, thank you so much for moderating. And the Goddess Navi, thank you so much. Love y'all. Thank you. All right, y'all. Good night.